Welcome to Read With Me, an interactive reading program and strategies for parents and guardians. This presentation is brought to you by Amanda Gagnon and Victoria Locane. Children learn to read by being read to. They keep reading because they learn to love to read. All of the time that you'll spend reading with your child and making it a fun experience will lay the foundation for formal reading instruction at school. In this presentation, we will present reading strategies as part of the Read With Me program that help to facilitate reading development. Teachers use very similar strategies, especially predicting and questioning, during formal reading instruction. With these strategies, reading is taught in an interactive and social context. Children are taught to turn and talk with a partner, to share their thinking, to elaborate on their thoughts, and to share ideas. Our goals for this presentation are to help you understand the importance of reading with your children, to develop foundational language and literacy skills, to learn specific proven strategies and promote interactive, fun, and stress-free reading at home, to help your children learn to view reading as a pleasurable activity and grow into lifelong readers, and to discover a wide variety of children's literature that supports the use of these interactive strategies. Let's learn a bit about literacy development. Children learn to read fluently by talking and by being exposed to literature. Children with weak oral language skills during preschool are at an increased risk for developing later reading difficulties. Among children with an oral language delay in kindergarten, 70% of those were identified with a reading disability in first or second grade. The steps to reading are: first, learning to love books; second, enjoying the meaning of books; third, learning how books work; fourth, discovering that print has meaning; fifth, memorizing books; sixth, rehearsing books; seventh, recognizing the words in books; eighth, developing reading fluency; and ninth, reading independently. Parents are children's first and most influential teachers. Now let's dive into some strategies from the Read With Me program. Read With Me strategies are not intended to teach formal reading skills. Instead, they are designed to provide a foundation for literacy that can boost a child's level of success when formal reading instruction begins. Interactive reading strategies help to facilitate the foundational language skills that are critical for later reading success and encourage children to participate actively in the reading process rather than merely being passive listeners. It contributes to the development of strong language skills and has an end goal of participation, not perfection. Please remember this as we move forward through this presentation. Don't correct your child and make sure that you praise all attempts to communicate and engage during the reading process. We like to accept and encourage all communication attempts. Here are the Read With Me strategies at a glance. During echo reading, we want to look for books with only a few words on a page and bright, engaging pictures. For paired reading, we want to look for predictable text and engaging storylines, and stories with strong rhythm and rhyme and/or a repetitive phrase. For questioning strategies, we want books with details that invite friendly, open-ended questions, and storylines that encourage critical thinking. For the predicting technique strategy, we want to look for stories with opportunities to predict what may happen next, and pictures that give clues to what might be on the next page. For wordless picture books, we want books in which the story is primarily told through pictures rather than words. For reader's theater, we want stories that encourage movement and action, stories that can be acted out or work well with props. Teachers also use echo reading, paired reading, and reader's theater, although these strategies look a little bit different in the classroom than they do at home. However, teachers and parents share the same goal to make reading an enjoyable, fun, and stress-free activity, and to nurture lifelong readers. We want to encourage readers to be always thinking, facilitating critical thinking, leads learners to deepen their comprehension by supporting their ability to infer, draw conclusions, determine importance, synthesize information, and create theories. Here is some advice for selecting books to read with your child. Remember, reading with children should be first and foremost a pleasurable experience for both participants. When selecting books, choose books that have a simple story sequence, engaging pictures, and one main idea on a page. You may need to read a book 5 times or more before your child feels confident enough to take a turn. Select books or book themes that your child enjoys to encourage participation and engagement. Focus on the pictures as well as the words, or even select wordless books. Picking books to read with your child is almost as important as reading them. Picking books with repetitive texts allows you to work on many language and pre-literacy skills. Sit with your child facing you so he or she can watch your face and mouth as you read. Books with repetitive text provides a rhythm to speech, much like music. They become easily memorized and children know what to expect next. This allows them to begin using words to finish parts of the books. It's okay to read a book over and over again. Use inflection to make your voice interesting. Use hand gestures and facial expressions that exaggerate your meaning. Talk about what is happening in the pictures and ask your child what he or she thinks will happen next. Retell events in the story in your own words. I will go into further detail about these strategies later in this presentation. Our first Read With Me strategy is echo reading. Echo reading begins with books that have bright pictures and very few words on a page. You can use books that your child is familiar with and enjoys for more engagement. Children may be more likely to respond to echo reading for stories that they've already read at least 3 to 5 times. When echo reading, read a phrase or sentence from the book. Then, invite your child to repeat what you've said. Enthusiastically say, "Copy me," or "Say what I say." Then pause expectantly. Children may or may not echo your statement. They may echo just a few words or echo the words incorrectly. That is okay. Don't force your child to echo you. If they are not able or willing to join in, simply continue on to the next page. The goal of echo reading is participation, not perfection. We want to make reading fun. Listen for how your child imitates your inflection and intonation. When your child has caught on to echoing you, begin to fade out the prompt, "Say what I say." They should begin to do this more independently. Echo reading is an excellent way to facilitate the development of higher level, more complex language, even for very young children. You are building their vocabulary and concept knowledge in a fun, stress-free way that does not require drill practice. For example, your child can echo that a lark is a type of bird, even if you did not specifically teach them that fact. Pictures in the suggested books for echo reading are often large, simple, and aesthetically pleasing. Sentences are short and full of meaning. Rich imagery, strong rhythm, and rhyme will encourage your child to copy your intonation. This will lead to building the critical skill of reading fluency, which is the ability to read with speed, accuracy, and expression even before a child is able to decode the words independently. Without explaining each word in the book, children are learning rich vocabulary. They hear the words, say the words, and make associations with the pictures. Although this strategy may seem a bit awkward at first, it's a wonderful way to engage children in the reading experience.
Okay, we're going to read a book, Moo Ba La La La.
Moo ba la 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 la.
Moo Ba La La La.
Moo ba la la la.
A cow says moo.
Moo. A cow says moo.
A sheep says
Ba.
ba. 3 singing pigs say la la la.
Pigs say wow, ba ba ba.
No, no, you say, that isn't right.
No, you say that's not right.
The pigs say oink, all day and night.
The pigs say, only day and night.
Rhinoceroses snort and snuff.
So rhinoceros snort and snuff.
And little dogs go ruff, ruff, ruff.
Little dogs go ruff, ruff, ruff.
Some other dogs go bow, wow, wow.
Some other dogs go bow, wow, wow.
And cats and kittens say meow.
Cats and kittens say meow.
Quack, says the duck.
Quack, says the duck.
A horse says neigh.
A horse says neigh.
It's quiet now. What do you say?
It's quiet now. What do you say? Quack. It said quack. It said...
Here is a suggested book list for echo reading. These are even more books that work well for echo reading. Next, we will talk about the strategy of paired reading. Paired reading is a more natural strategy than echo reading. In paired reading, the adult reads part of a phrase, and the child is encouraged to chime in and finish the phrase, similarly to a fill-in-the-blank exercise. The child is encouraged to take their turn by completing phrases that are repeated throughout the story. Unlike in the echo reading strategy, you do not tell the child to repeat after you. Instead, you use nonverbal cues like facial expressions, pausing, intonation, and stress to signal the child that it is their turn to read. Children typically enjoy this type of reading and often appear to be happy or proud when they say their parts. The best books for this strategy include those that have rhyming words at the end of each phrase and/or repetitive phrases that are easy to remember. The repetitive line is not always the last line on the page. Try to choose books with multiple opportunities for your child to anticipate what words are on the page. You should read the same book with your child at least 3 to 5 times before expecting them to be able to participate in paired reading. Remember, do not force participation. If you pause and your child does not chime in, simply complete the phrase yourself and continue to the next sentence.
We're going to read Pete the Cat, I Love My White Shoes. Pete the Cat. I see a lot of colored shoes there. I don't see any white ones. Pete the Cat, I love my white shoes. Pete the Cat was walking down the street in his brand new white shoes. Pete loved his white shoes so much he sang this song. I love my white shoes. I love my
white shoes.
I love my
white shoes. Love my white shoes.
Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of
Strawberries.
What color did it turn his shoes?
Into red shoes.
Red. Did Pete cry?
No.
Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. It says everything is cool. I love my
white shoes. I love my red 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 shoes.
Keep remembering the song. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of
Blueberries.
What colors did it turn his shoes?
Blue.
Blue. Did Pete cry?
No.
Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his
Song.
awesome. I love my blue shoes. I love my
blue shoes. Oh, my blue shoes. Oh, yes, I do.
Oh
No.
Pete stepped in a large puddle of
Mud.
What color did it turn his shoes?
Black.
Brown. Did Pete cry?
No.
Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his
Song.
Pete says groovy. I love my
brown shoes.
I love my
Brown shoes.
I love my
Brown shoes. Oh, yes, I do.
Oh no! Pete stepped in a bucket of water and all of the brown and all of the blue and all of the
red
were washed away. What color were his shoes again?
white.
White, but now they were wet. Did Pete cry?
No.
Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his
Song.
rock and roll. I love my wet
Shoes.
shoes. I love my...
Wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. Oh, yes, I do.
The moral of Pete's story is, no matter what you step in, keep walking along and singing your...
Song.
Yeah, because it's all good.
These are some recommended books for paired reading. Here are even more recommended books for paired reading. Next, we will talk about questioning strategies. Many parents default to bombarding their children with factual, closed-ended questions, although they may have the best intentions. These questions only have one specific answer. This type of questioning can make children feel pressured, uncomfortable, unhappy, or stressed, leading to an unenjoyable reading experience. This can snowball into a larger problem and make children less apt to want to read, answer questions, and think critically. Our goal is to make reading fun and stress-free. Instead, consider asking open-ended or inferential questions. When you use open-ended questions rather than factual questions, children are more inclined to answer with more than one word. These questions encourage children to make inferences about pictures and the text that has been read to them, which leads to critical thinking about what's going on. Spending time thinking and wondering about what you see, rather than only listening to the words, ultimately leads to improved reading comprehension. If you only ask factual, closed-ended questions, this limits language development and critical thinking skills. However, you don't have to stop asking these types of questions entirely. They can still be an important way to check for comprehension of basic story details. Do not rely on these questions alone. Additionally, it's not necessary to ask a question after every page. Even simple, easy books can contain rich vocabulary and figurative language and can offer opportunities for your child to think about language. No book is too easy when readers are thinking about what's happening. Open-ended questions can provide great opportunities to discuss feelings beyond the basic happy and sad emotions, such as frustration and surprise when a character does or says something unexpected. Open-ended and inferential questions may sound like, "Why do you think?" or "What do you think?" or "I wonder why," "I wonder how," or even "How do you feel?"
We're going to read Dear Zoo, a Lift the Flap book by Rod Campbell, who's the author and the illustrator of this story. I wrote to the zoo to send me a pet. They sent me an
Elephant.
Oh my gosh. What do you think an elephant would eat?
Something, like something, well, they drink water, right?
Okay, so they would,
And they eat.
do we have water at our house?
Yes, and
Okay, wait, so what do you think they eat?
they eat plants.
Okay. Do we have plants to feed an elephant?
Yes.
Do we have the space to have an elephant in our house? Well, guess what? He was too big.
I sent him back.
I sent him back. So they sent me an
Giraffe.
He was
Too tall.
What would we have to do at our house to have a giraffe live here?
And no elephants.
Take the roof.
And
No.
they eat plants just like elephants do.
you're right. So we could feed a giraffe here, but we couldn't have a giraffe live at our house, right?
Yeah.
Because of his long...
We would have to have...
What? Wait, his long what?
His long neck.
Yeah. What would we have to have?
I still have that script. It's going to you tomorrow.
What would we... You were going to say something?
His neck was too tall.
So what would we need to have a giraffe here?
No. A high roof just... Again?
So, I sent him back. So they sent... They sent me a...
Quiet. He was too fierce.
Yeah, he was too fierce.
I sent him back.
That's right. Do you think it's a good idea to have a lion as a pet at home?
No.
No?
We have to lock him up.
Oh, so you wouldn't be able to play with him, right? Because you'd have to stay in the cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he started coming out of the cage.
What would we do if he got out of the cage?
Well, we would have to put a lock on it.
Oh, okay. That would keep him in the cage.
Yeah, so he does come out of the cage.
Hmm. It doesn't sound like it would be fun for the lion to stay in the cage all day, though.
He would like to have... We'd have to catch him in a big... You would have to catch... If an elephant went out and it was close to the fence, then the lion would...
The lion. Yeah, the lion would be there. So they sent me a...
Camel.
Oh my gosh. He was too grumpy. What would a camel be grumpy about?
Maybe he got to take a picture and he didn't like it.
Oh, so he's a grumpy camel because he doesn't want to take a picture?
Yeah.
Do you get grumpy sometimes when we have to take pictures? No? Just a camel thing? Okay. I sent him back. Oh gosh. So they sent me a...
Snake.
You know that's going to be a snake? Oh! He was too scary. Do you think a snake is a good pet?
It's too long.
It's too long? All right.
You just wait, Daddy.
It's okay. I sent him back. Oh, so they sent me a...
Monkey.
Monkey. What was the problem with the monkey, you think?
He was too naughty.
He was too naughty. What do you think a monkey does that's naughty?
Break the fans.
Oh, at our house, a monkey would break the fans?
Yeah, and then when we are cold from something hot, they would never give us colds, and then we'd never get cold.
Oh, so the monkey would break the fans and we wouldn't be able to fix them?
Yeah.
All right, but in the story, I sent him back. So they sent me a...
Frog. He was too jumpy.
He was too jumpy. Do you think a frog would be a good pet? No?
So I sent him back.
Yep, that's what happens in the story. I sent him back. So they thought very hard, and they sent me a...
Hey.
He was perfect.
I kept him.
Yeah, I kept him. Wait a second. What would you name this puppy dog if he lived at our house?
He has a diamond. His name's a Diamond.
Oh, you noticed the diamond shape on him. That's a great name for that puppy.
The following books work great with the questioning strategy. Here are some more books that you can pair with a questioning strategy. Now let's talk about predicting techniques. Predicting techniques help children learn to think for themselves and improve their language. Some books provide visual prediction clues, while others provide auditory cues so children can look and listen for hints about what will come next. Great illustrations encourage the child to stop and take time to think critically about the story. While reading, you can ask your child questions such as, "What do you see? What do you think could be happening? What might happen next?" Encourage them to use the pictures to guide their thinking. Because predicting is a type of question, there will be a natural overlap in the types of questions you ask your child. If a child makes a prediction that is not based on a given word or picture, you could say, "It could be a," let's turn the page and see. When a child doesn't give you the answer you're looking for, don't correct them. Instead, affirm their thinking and offer another idea. This strategy provides you with the opportunity to present new vocabulary as well. While making predictions, look for books that give your child an opportunity to make a prediction, such as what might happen next, what is hidden under a flap, or what clues might be describing. Encourage children to create an alternative storyline or to tell what might happen after the last page of the story. Predictions can be silly and don't need to be exact. Remember to look for the auditory and visual cues that are within the book. Give your child praise for using their thinking skills, such as, "What a good idea! That's a great guess. I wish I thought of that."
You ready? We're going to read the story. Bark, George. And George is a dog.
Brown.
There's George. Bark, George by Jules Pfeffer. George Mothers said, "Bark, George." George went, meow.
That's how a cat talks.
Yeah. "No, George," said George's mother. "Cats go meow. Dogs go arf. Now, bark, George." What do you think George is going to say next?
Oink.
He's going to oink. It says, George went quack, quack.
So close.
"No, George," said George's mother. "Ducks go quack, quack. Dogs go arf. Now bark, George." George went, what do you think?
What?
This says George went oink.
That's pig.
No. "No, George," said George's mother. "Pigs go oink. Dogs go arf. Now bark, George." George went moo.
Moo.
Moo. His mom doesn't feel great. George's mother took George to the vet. "I'll soon get to the bottom of this," said the vet. "Please bark, George." George went, do you remember what he said first? Meow. Ah! The vet reached deep down inside of George and pulled out a
Cat.
Oh my gosh. "Bark again, George." George went quack, quack.
Quack, quack.
The vet reached deep, deep down inside of George and pulled out a
Duck.
"Bark again, George." George went.
Oink.
The vet reached deep, deep down inside of George and pulled out a
Pig.
Because pigs say,
Oink.
and that's what George said, right?
Yeah.
"Bark again, George." George went.
Moo.
The vet put on his longest latex glove. He reached deep, 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 deep down inside of George and pulled out a
Cow.
How's George's mom feel? You think scared? Yeah, I think that would have been very surprising. "Bark again, George." And George went.
Ah.
George's mother was so thrilled that she kissed the vet and the cat and the duck and the pig and the cow. On the way home, she wanted to show off George to everyone on the street, so she said, "Bark, George." And George went. Think he's gonna bark?
Yeah.
Hello.
I think he ate a person.
Maybe. The
And
These are suggested books for predicting. Here are even more books for making predictions. Now we will discuss wordless books, also known as wordless picture books. Wordless books facilitate reading development without using words. Because the story is told primarily with pictures, these books provide multiple opportunities for use of the two previous strategies that we reviewed. The story can become anything that you and/or your child create. Your child can become an author of the story and tell it in any way that they wish by making up the words to describe pictures. Remember that reading should be fun and stress-free, so be as creative as you want to be. Don't be tricked into thinking that wordless books are too easy because there are only pictures. The pictures provide a jump start to endless possibilities. Some wordless books have very sophisticated storylines, despite having no words. You can read these books many times and always find new things to discover and ask that you didn't notice the first time. Your story can be as simple or complex as your child's language skills and imagination allow. Although these stories have little to no text, you could add as much or as little narrative as your child is ready for. By using your questioning techniques, much of the storyline will be created by your child. Choose books that have a simple, sequential format. Older children can use wordless books with more sophisticated themes. Look through the book together, talking about the actions and how the characters might feel. Invite, but do not force your child to tell you about at least one event that happens on each page. Allow your child to take the lead if they wish. Ask friendly, open-ended questions and encourage your child to make predictions. Write on sticky notes to help your child author the story. Post-its help children discover that what they read can be written and read again. This also builds comprehension in older children by allowing them to be creators of meaning and retell the story.
We're going to read the book Tuesday by David Weisner. Okay? You're going to read me the story. I'm going to read the pictures. Okay? This is Tuesday. The events recorded here are verified by an undisclosed source to have happened somewhere USA on Tuesday. All those in doubt are reminded that there is always another Tuesday.
Look.
What's happening?
Well, the foot was asleep. We got up and they were up. And that guy wasn't sleeping up. Because Willie Pat was sleeping.
Tuesday evening around 8.
What
do you notice?
It's dark. And
So do you think it's 8 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
So evening must mean night. Bless you. What's happening?
The frogs all leaving with the lily pads.
They're leaving with their lily pads?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They are flying.
Frogs are flying?
Yeah.
I see some birds.
Yeah. They're heading for the whole country.
They're heading in the whole country.
They're at somebody's window.
They're out somebody's window. What does that guy think?
We are at ground, but we're at sky.
He thinks that the frogs should be on the ground, but they're in the sky?
Yeah.
Whoa. Does he think that this is a normal thing, or is he a little bit surprised?
He's a little bit surprised.
Wow. Ah!
Huh? What's that?
Well, these looks like sheets. Somebody hung their sheets outside to dry. And what did the frogs do?
They knocked it down and now they are in it.
Oh my gosh. This one went through the pants legs.
That one is like a superhero.
Yeah.
And like all of them are superheroes.
Yeah, they're using the capes, the sheets as capes.
They're like super.
Where are they going now?
I don't know. Are they going to a factory?
I don't know if it's a factory.
I think it's a house.
Yeah, it looks like a house.
And it is a house.
Yeah, they went inside the window
Yeah.
and they're coming out of the fireplace?
Yeah.
What? What are they doing now?
In the person's house.
Yeah, they're in a person's house. Do you know what this is?
A TV. That person must using it to watch frog shows.
You think they're watching frog shows?
Yeah. He's going that way. He's still going that way. And he goes that way.
Do you think he wants to be friends with the puppy dog?
No.
Oh my gosh, no. Uh-oh.
We're all going to save the puppy dog. And the puppy dog is run away from them.
Yeah.
They're all over the city!
Shh.
They're all over the city.
Are all over the city.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Do you think I should turn the page and see what happens?
Hmm.
No?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Look.
Boing, boing, boing.
Where are they going now?
In the water.
Do you think they're back in the water? Or do you think this is new water?
I think this is new water and they're getting gone.
Yeah, that frog looks really grumpy.
Why are they gone? Why is that frog really gone?
I don't know. What's your idea?
I don't know.
Should we turn the page and see if there's an idea?
Yeah.
Huh. Who did they have come visit?
Frogs.
Do the people look like they know what happened or they don't know what happened?
I don't know.
Looks like they're trying to solve a mystery of the lily pads. Next Tuesday.
Whoa. What is that?
What do you think it could be?
I don't know.
Is it another frog?
No.
What is it?
It's I don't know what it is, but
Looks like it's got a curly tail
it's
and it's pretty big. And it lives on a farm.
It's giant pigs.
What are the pigs doing?
They're going up.
That is wild.
Bird is giant.
The
And
These are suggested wordless books. Our final strategy is Reader's Theater. The Reader's Theater strategy involves dramatization or acting out parts in a story. It is a very natural way to get involved with literature. It is a way to encourage children to use more than their ears and eyes for reading, because it's very hard not to be involved with a story when you have a specific role or a prop in your hand. Reader's Theater can involve anything from commercial props to homemade cutouts to simple movements by the children themselves. It's about learning to love books by being involved in the storytelling aspect. The simplest way to engage children in Reader's Theater is with no props at all. All you need is a book that encourages movement related to the story. Children also love getting involved with the story by using props. These can be commercial props like puppets, stuffed animals, hats, paper plate masks, or even stickers. With a little imagination, you can probably find suitable props right inside of your home. You can also make your own props. When engaging in Reader's Theater, always accept any attempts from your child to make movements and engage in dramatic play. As always, we are striving for participation, not perfection. Base your choice of book on what would be the most fun to act out with your child, and don't be too critical of the proceedings. Have fun with this strategy.
We're going to read The Very Busy Spider, and every time I read the words, she was very busy spinning her web, you're going to take this yarn and spin your own web. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to tie it maybe like this into it. And do you remember what part you're going to be my spider?
Yep.
All right, but you have to wait for the words, okay?
Yep.
The Very Busy Spider by Eric Carle. Early one morning, the wind blew Spider across the field. A thin, silky thread trailed from her body. The spider landed on a fence post near the farmyard and began to spin a web of her silky thread. You gonna spin your web? Nay, nay, said the horse. Want to go for a ride? The spider didn't answer. She was very busy. What's she doing? Spinning her web. Moo, moo, said the cow. Want to eat some grass? The spider didn't answer. She was very busy spinning her web. Wow, you were such a good web spinner. Nice. Ba, ba, bleated the, oh my gosh, what animal came up to her next? Sheep. Want to run in the meadow? The spider didn't answer. She was very busy. What are you doing?
Spinning my web.
You are spinning your web. A goat came by. Ma, ma, said the goat. Want to jump on the rocks? The spider didn't answer. She was
Too busy spinning her web.
very busy spinning her web. Oink, oink, grunted the pig. Want to roll in the mud? The spider didn't answer. She was very busy spinning her web. Oh, you were a good spider webber. Woof, woof, barked the dog. Want to chase a cat? The spider didn't answer. She was very busy spinning her web. Oh, that's a great web. Meow, meow, cried the cat. Want to take a nap? The spider didn't answer. She was very busy
spinning her web.
Quack, quack, called the duck. Want to go for a swim? Need some help with your... The spider didn't answer. She had now finished her web. You want to put your finishing touch on your web?
But you just have to do
Perfect.
one more set of web.
Okay.
And I just have to catch a fly.
Well, let's see what happens in the story. Okay, let's put it down. So she's all finished. She's all finished. And sit down with me. Cock-a-doodle-doo, crowed the rooster. Want to catch a pesky fly? And the spider caught her fly in her web just like that. Who, asked the owl. Who built this beautiful web? The spider didn't answer. She had fallen asleep. It had been a very, very busy day. That's quite the spider web you've made. You're too busy to talk to me because you're building your busy web?
Yeah.
Looks great, buddy.
Thank you. I made it just for myself.
It looks wonderful.
I just have to have some things, and I just have to
Okay, you can keep building your web.
And you stop.
We are very fortunate to have our very own Readers Theater expert in the community. Emily Vorp, a WWP alumna and the mom of a WWP preschool alumni, brings books to life with Readers Theater. She holds programs at local libraries and other child-friendly spaces locally if you're looking for some inspiration. These books are great for engaging in Readers Theater. Here are even more book suggestions for Readers Theater. Let's talk about reading realistically. The information included in this presentation might seem a bit overwhelming. You may be thinking, but wait, what does reading really look like at home? Your goal should be to incorporate some of the strategies that were discussed earlier, but in a realistic and manageable way for a parent. When your parent is a preschool teacher, reading realistically looks a bit like what is shown in the video on the next slide.
All right, we are going to read the book, The Pigeon Needs a
Bath.
The pigeon says, I do
Not. Can I repeat you?
You can do some repeating. It's Words and Pictures by
Mel Williams.
Right, we like this book, right? All right. What's the pigeon doing?
Splashing in the mud.
Splashing in mud. I bet the pigeon really needs a
Bath.
bath. So it says, hi, I don't know if you've noticed, but the pigeon is filthy. So I could use your help because the pigeon needs a bath. Do you want to say that?
A pigeon needs a bath.
Good job. This pigeon says, that is a matter of opinion. We like these pigeon books, right? What a kidder. I don't really need a bath.
I don't think.
Did you want to say that again?
I really need a bath.
It says, I don't really need a bath. And it says, to share, who always makes a splash. Mo Willems added the dedication way down there. I took one last month. I think it was last month. Can you do that? He's thinking really hard. I think it was last month. Clean. What's the opposite of clean?
Dirty.
Yeah, clean, dirty. They're just words, right? I feel clean. Maybe you need a bath. Can you make that face? That's not that face. What's the pigeon doing? Show me. How's the pigeon feel?
Mad.
Yeah, it's a pretty angry face. Yeah? When was the last time you had a bath? Do you remember the last time you had a bath? The pigeon says, oh, that was pretty recently. That means it happened pretty soon. Life is so short. Why waste it on unimportant things like taking a bath? Do you think taking a bath is an important thing or an unimportant thing?
Unimportant thing.
You don't think taking a bath matters? You think you should be stinky all the time? And dirty?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What smell? He got stinky because he didn't take a bath. I don't smell anything. And if I do, it's a very normal smell for a pigeon. You know, in some places it is impolite to bathe. What's coming?
Flies.
Yeah. All of these flies buzzing around me are purely coincidental. Where do flies usually buzz around?
That poop.
Yeah, garbage, right? Pee-you, yuck, let's get out of here. Take a bath, dude. Oh, how's the pigeon feel though?
Embarrassed.
Embarrassed, that's a good one. Okay, fine. If it means so much to you, I'll take a bath. the pigeon feel good about taking the bath?
No.
Whoa. I'm not gonna like this one bit. Hey, who's here? It's the duckling from the other story, right?
Yeah.
All right, is the pigeon ready to take a bath?
No.
Okay, this is a lot of pictures. Pigeon says, the water is too hot, too cold, too deep, not deep enough, too lukewarm. That means like warm, but not super warm. Too hot, too cold. Now it's too hot again. Too wet. Can water be too wet? Too cold. Too reflective. Like he can see himself just like in a mirror. Not enough toys. Too many toys. That is still too hot. Well, I guess this is okay. How's the pigeon feel now?
Empty.
Yeah, the bathtub's empty. But he says it's okay now. Does he feel good about it? Splash! Hey, this is fun! Okay, you're gonna say, wash, 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 washy.
Wash, 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 washy.
So, wash, 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 washy.
Wash, 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 washy.
I love
Bathing.
bubbles. Look at all these bubbles. Look at my wrinkly toes. What happened to the pigeon's toes?
They're spongy.
They got wrinkly?
Yeah.
Yeah, spongy. La la la, singing in the tub. This is the life.
This is my life.
How does the pigeon feel?
Not good.
I think the pigeon feels great now. This is the life. Means he's enjoying it. Or the pigeon's enjoying it. Hello? Hello? How are you? I'm fine. He's talking to the duckling. I'm a fish. I'm a fish. "10 hours later. Can I stay in the tub forever?" Can you stay in the tub forever?
No.
So, how do you think the pigeon felt?
Good.
Great? Yeah. Did the pigeon want to be in the bath?
No.
And then
He did.
he got in the bath and now he feels
Great. And now when he doesn't want to get involved, like, again.
You don't think he'd want to get in the bath again?
No, for mud.
Oh, you don't think he'd go in the mud again?
Yeah.
Do you like going in the mud?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like going in the mud?
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. I think you love the mud.
I don't like baths.
All right.
Wait.
Did you notice something? What'd you notice? Who is that?
It's the duckling.
The duckling. And who's the toy?
The pigeon.
Oh my gosh. Now can we say it together?
The end.
End. Good job.
Remember, no matter which strategy you use, reading should be fun and stress-free for both you and your child. When in doubt, read.